Alhamdulillah, I'd like to invite Brother Amir now onto the stage, inshallah. And no need for introduction. Also, yani, former Bad Boy Records. Sorry. And yani, this is a man sits beside me here on my left that did have it all, and yani, aspirations that almost every single one of us have, and probably even more than that. And he gave it up for something that he describes as something he wouldn't even trade it for the whole world, a piece of heart. And quite an amazing and inspirational story. And I'd let him recount it, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Before I start, I want to thank the people who invited me, because when we don't thank the people, we don't thank Allah. I go by the name of Amir Muhadith, formerly known as Loon. Yeah, that's right, get rid of the picture. Basically, my journey to Islam started way before the music industry. I was born and raised in the streets of New York City, in Harlem. I grew up generation and generation of drug dealers, gamblers, hustlers, you name it. This was my family. This is what I came from. My grandfather ran with guys like Bumpy Johnson. My pops ran with Nicky Barnes. I grew up with the Rich Porters and the Outposts. If any of y'all seen Game Over and movies like that. This is what I came from. And growing up in New York City, just like every other ghetto around the world, similar to what the brother said, striving to make it out of a harsh reality. It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday hustle. It's a struggle. And what we do in this environment, the first talent that we discover that could potentially help us escape this environment, we cling on to it. We try to find a means to utilize it in order to escape this reality. And in my case, my talent was writing. And to deal with this harsh reality that I faced every day, I needed a means to escape these things without exposing the emotions that came with living this lifestyle in the streets of hustling, gambling, and doing these things. So basically what I did, I started writing a diary. It basically gave me an opportunity to express certain things and be able to return back to the streets the next day with my head up high, my chest out. Basically, like some of you brothers right now, y'all know the poker face. Like I see right now, some brothers got their poker face. And the poker face is used only to conceal what's really in your heart. So we do feel joy. We do feel happiness. We do smile, right? You brush your teeth this morning, right? So we smile. Makes no sense. Raking your mouth and you're gonna walk around with your mouth closed all day. So basically in my neighborhood, this is what we would do. We would forge these certain images in order to conceal what was really in our hearts. And what was really in our hearts was, a sense of joy that we would obtain from time to time, but would never be able to express it because of the simple fact we would appear to be weak. We would appear to be soft. We would appear to be not so hard. So in my case, I dealt with the same reality. I conceal these same emotions. But I utilize my ability to write, to express those things to where they were satisfactory for me. And I would be able to return to this harsh reality with my poker face. So basically, I wasn't that good in school. Writing was my best subject. If I learned anything, I knew how to write. Math was my worst subject, but I knew how to count money. So basically, I used the writing ability, one, to just express some of the things I was dealing with, harsh or not. Two, I started to grow into a form of using my imagination to overcome some of these things. So it kind of became like a therapeutic method to express the matter, then use my imagination to deal with the matter. And gradually this writing process turned into writing songs. And growing up in New York, especially in Harlem, hip-hop wasn't really that influential. You know, break dancing, spinning on cardboard, all that wasn't something that we were into in Harlem. That was more like a Bronx thing or more like a Queens or Brooklyn thing. But in Harlem, we glorified the lifestyle of the drug dealer to a T, all the way from the boss to the worker. Even the workers had to have clean sneakers, you know what I'm saying, clean shirt, clean jacket. Like it was an image thing for Harlem to glorify this life of luxury. So to, you know, remove yourself from that, to spin on the cardboard box wasn't something that he was into. He wasn't into and Kangos and things like that and rapping. So the most influential people in my community was the drug dealers. Was the guys that was really doing it. Guys that was making hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars in the street a day. Guys that made more money than our parents. Guys that made more money than local, you know what I'm saying, people that had city jobs, government jobs, people that were dentists, doctors, and lawyers. It was brothers driving 2, 3, 4, 5 of the cars that they made a half for spending 10 years in college, studying, you know, medical or dental things. So basically, you know, I used to have these books that I would write all these things in. And I would always keep a book with me. But I never used to like carry it in an open. To make a long story short, one day I ran into a situation with the law, which was common in my life before music. But basically I ran into a situation with the law that had something to do with a car. And I purchased a car from a person that it wasn't a good car to buy, but I bought it anyway. And then when the brother that I was hustling with, he seen me about to get in the car, he said, yo, man, what you doing? No, I just paid for this. He said, come on, man. Like, you ain't go to no showroom or nothing, man. What you mean you just paid for that? I said, yo, don't get in that car. He said, nah, I'm just go around the corner, man. I'm coming right back. Well, Lord, like, I never made it around the corner. I got probably to the end of the block and the police pulled me over. Almost as if they was watching the guy that passed the car to me. So when I got arrested, you know, at the time, the only thing on my mind was the matter I was dealing with. But the same brother that told me not to get in the car was the same brother that came to pick me up from the precinct to bail me out. When he bailed me out, I remember him reciting some of the things that was in my book. And I was really thinking to myself, like, this dude got some type of special power. Like, how is he reciting my stuff? Because this was very personal information. When I heard the brother reciting my stuff, I was like, yo, it dawned on me, I forgot my book. So I'm sitting there, being this is very personal information to me. This will expose my poker face. This will expose every shield that I put up in order to conduct myself in this environment. And when he approached me, he encouraged me instead of discouraging me. He said, yo, this is good stuff, yo. You should really pursue this. So I'm looking at him like, okay, give me my book. That was more important to me at the time. That's one of my books, guys. I really wasn't, you know, I was glad that the brother was being nice and he was trying not to hurt my feelings or whatever and run me down about, you know, I told you not to get in the car. All that had went by. It just was really, you know, encouraging me to pursue this ability to write. So, you know, some time went by and I did take his advice. And I did pursue it. And actually made it big. You know, I started off as a writer. You know, I wrote for people like Shaquille O'Neal. Back in '95, I wrote for Foxy Brown, you know, New Edition, Puff, you know, Mario Winans. I wrote for so many people. But before, you know what I'm saying, like basically, when I made it in the music business, I came in the music business with sincere intentions. And I can definitely speak on behalf of a lot of the artists and entertainers in the music business. We do come into the business with sincere intentions. You come into business with intention to do noble things, like maybe, you know, buy your moms a house, help your sisters through college, help your brother get, you know, some few things, and, you know, all these sincere things that you intend to do with the success if you ever make it to this point. But the whole trap about the entertainment business is the lifestyle that comes with it. So a lot of times, you know, I hear, you know, sometimes people speak so harshly about entertainers and the transitions that they go through from being, you know, in the hood, obtaining a certain level of success, and totally forgetting their primary objective for even being in the business. And that trap is the lifestyle. And a lot of you brothers and sisters, y'all see these 3-minute and 40-second frames of our lifestyle, like the brother said, and you think this is it. You think we've reached that magnitude of success where we're worry-free, where we're stress-free, we don't have nothing to worry about. Every time I see this guy, he's either getting out of a helicopter, a jet, a $300,000 car. He's always sitting poolside with a whole bunch of half-naked women and things of this nature, and y'all think that this is pleasurable. Y'all think that this is achievement, an achievement that constitutes a certain level of success. But basically all you're seeing is 3 minutes and 40 seconds of a forged identity. Unfortunately, some of the brothers do have the capabilities of living like this on a day-to-day basis. But even that's not realistic with the work ethic that comes with maintaining this status. And what's sad about it, and looking around, I could tell, you know, some of y'all at some point in your life have paid close attention to the music business. Maybe some of y'all, you don't have to expose your sins, maybe y'all have, you know, had some type of, you know, magnetic, you know, or been drawn to some of these artists in some type of way. Most of the guys, y'all probably like some of the hardcore rappers. Y'all think they real tough. They talk all this kill 'em up stuff. Then you find out in 4th grade he was a ballerina. You know what I'm saying? Or you find out he took knitting class in high school. Now he's not your favorite rapper anymore. You understand? And the sad part about it is with the youth, actually, y'all do more than the guy that's actually rapping. The guy that's rapping about all this crazy stuff doesn't have no criminal record, never came within 2 feet of a police officer unless he was doing security for him. But the youth that actually try to implement some of these things that they speak about in their music, and you end up with the criminal record. You end up with the long rap sheet. You end up doing exactly what this guy will not ever do. So me, coming from that environment, I never wanted to be portrayed that way. Because, you know, and some of you brothers know this, like the people that really do it don't try to expose these things.